Okay, so I'm going to treat you guys to one of my amazing diagrams again today. So for those that are new on here, we've just set this up. For those of you that join every day, sorry, I'm repeating myself, but we set these up just to get like-minded people on this call. I'm going to spend about the first sort of 10 minutes just sharing some tips, some hints, some best practices, and then we're going to throw it open to any questions that you've got. There's a hell of a lot of experience on this room, from one-person bands right up to multi-million-pound companies, and everything in between. So please, if you have any questions, please put them in the box, type them in the questions box, and we'll run through them. I'll try to answer them, and then in the best way I can. And then, if anybody else wants to add in, then great, because like I said, there's a lot of experience on here. So we really just want to get this room talking as much as we possibly can. So I just want to start by beginning a poll. Just to get your thoughts, really. So I'm just going to launch this poll for you. So, what are your biggest challenges you're facing right now? Now, you can choose more than one. There's cash flow, leading by remote, basically working virtually, mindset, planning, sales, marketing, or all of the above. So if you could vote on those, it would be great. I'll just give it 30 seconds to get everybody's votes in. Okay, they're still changing. Let's give it a few more seconds. If you haven't got your votes, please get your votes in. Okay, so interestingly, remote leadership's got 0%. Okay, so cash flow 75%. Mindset is 13%. Planning 13%. Sales is 50%. Marketing 13%. And no one has put all of the above. So quite interesting that cash flow is the biggest issue here. So, okay, so maybe I'll see if I can work something in tomorrow to some cash flow, and we can address those problems, unless people have got questions right now, and I can maybe come up with some ideas of how you can improve your cash flow on that. So thanks for that, guys. It gives me a good indication of where everybody's at the moment. Okay, so you should still be able to see my blue screen, is that correct? Yep. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to now go on to treat you to one of my amazing diagrams that you've come to love so much, I'm sure. So bear with me 1 second. Oops. Okay. Okay, so if you can raise your hand once you can see my iPad screen. Brilliant. Okay, thanks Dan, thanks Corinne, thanks Graham. Okay, so I just want to talk you through something that, I explain to quite a lot of my clients about the ladder of loyalty. So the whole point of this is to really understand where your customers are, and what and how you're treating them, and where they see you, basically. So it's really important as to, we always talk about classing our clients, and our customers into A, B, C, and D grade, but very few people actually look at, where they are and how loyal these customers are. So I'm just going to zoom through and draw this out for you, as usual. I apologise for the lack of artistry. So the first level on this ladder, we have suspects. Okay, so these guys are, they've shown an interest. They're not even prospects yet. They've shown an interest, or basically what they have really done is you've identified them, as potential prospects, right? So, maybe over here you're looking at the demographics, the ages, maybe you're going to have certain people, whether they're male, female, or a certain age group, certain geographical area, certain interests, whatever it is, that these you've identified these people as suspects, but they've shown some level of interest in your business or your product or your service before. Then what we do is we move up. The next level is prospects. Okay, So a prospect is basically a suspect that you've had a two-way conversation with or exchange with, okay? So, you know, what they have done now is they've reciprocated. So maybe you've contacted them, they've come back to you on email, maybe they've come back to you on, or they've looked at your website, maybe you've, not so much now, but maybe you've had a face-to-face or a Zoom call or a social media interaction with them. So that's really, you know, it's really however you've interacted with them, but it's a two-way exchange. Now on that as well, really, you know, I can't stress enough how important it is that you log how you've had that interaction with them. You know, what's pulled them in? Is it your website? Is it an email that you sent out? Is it a phone call? Is it, you know, the social media post that's made them aware of what you're doing and therefore to talk to you? Now, as we move up, we go up to the next level, which is a shopper. Now, a shopper is a prospect that's transacted with you once, okay? So, you know, this is a low level, this is a real low level of engagement here. Okay, so these people have, you know, they've gone from being a suspect to a prospect and they've bought from you once. So whether it's your service or your product, whatever it is, they've literally only bought from you once. Once they're buying from you consistently or more than once, they become a customer. Okay. So this is basically somebody who is repeat business. Okay. And up until this point here, up until this line here, it's taken a lot of marketing, okay, to get this far. So it can be quite expensive. We all know, we all talk about buying customers and a customer costs money, etc. So, you know, it can take a lot of marketing to get these customers. Is everybody with me to this point? If you could just raise your hand. Great. Just making sure I'm not rambling. Thank you. Okay, so to get to this point, it takes a lot of marketing, okay? And I always say that above this part of the line, then these people are loyal. Okay, below this part of the line, they're probably satisfied, and that's it. Okay, so below the line, people can leave you at any moment, right? If there's somebody that's selling something for 10p cheaper or whatever it is down the road, or you know, one of your competitors just takes them to a rugby match or something, these people can leave you at any time. Okay, they're not loyal at this moment. They become loyal when they become a member. Loyalty really starts, okay? So this is repeat business. This is people who are really, you know, maybe they've got a subscription, maybe they just buy from you every single month, every single week, whatever it is, but there's a reason they're coming back to you other than just financial. It's not because you're the cheapest. It's because of whether the level of service, the level of experience, your superior products, whatever it is, or that you've tied them into a subscription or a membership loyalty scheme, something like that. So then as you become, after being a member, you become an advocate. Okay. Now an advocate is someone that talks about you. Somebody who if you ask them to, they'll give you referrals. You know, they'll give you recommendations. They're more than happy with everything you're doing. They're enjoying working with you, and they're happy to put you forward in front of either their clients or family or friends, whatever it is. And then the last point we're trying to all get to is making all of our clients raving fans, okay? Now, these guys absolutely love what you do. Okay, they will shout it from the rooftops. They'll actively recommend you. Okay, they'll refer you, they'll talk about you. They actually love belonging to what you do and being a part of what you do. You know, I'm sure you can all relate to that. There's certain products, you know, you look at Apple, people are proud to say they go to Apple. People are proud to say that they own, you know, Macs, iPads, iPhones, whatever it is. You know, there's a lot of clients, a lot of businesses out there where people are very, very proud, and they'll recommend people, not because they're getting paid any commission or anything like that, purely because they just love being part of that family. Now, it's also really important to point out that the further you go up this line, the speed of business increases. Okay, and what I mean by that is here, everything is marketing. So you've got to do all this work to just get them to become a customer. But if you, once they become a member, they start to buy themselves. You know, they're buying from you. They're loving what you're doing. And over on this, and again, you know, so therefore, if the speed of business goes up, it's getting a bit messy, this diagram, but so does your profitability. Okay, you're not spending as much money on marketing, you're not spending as much time on it, you're not having to buy customers anymore. Repeat business is where all of your you know, the majority of your profits come from. So, you know, what I would say, for just taking from this, just looking at the time, so a couple of actions and takeaways, you know, questions really, where are most of your customers and clients sitting on this ladder of loyalty right now? And then the second question is, what can you do to move them up that ladder? You know, ultimately, we all want everybody to be raving fans. And that's not always possible, but we certainly want them to be above that red line and in the loyal members phase stage. You know, you want repeat business. Some businesses are much harder to get repeat business than others, but it's possible in every business.